So welcome back everybody, Mike here. I'm talking kind of quietly because behind me, about 150 yards, there's about 12 deer in that field. I don't even know what they all are, but I'm not hunting tonight anyway, but I just didn't want to spook them. But anyway, tonight I'm setting up some more trail cameras, and I have a blast with trail cameras. And whether you're a hunter or not, if you're an outdoorsy kind of person and you like wildlife and seeing things, they're the greatest thing in the world. And they've come such a long way. I mean, I remember when I first started using them, you know, they'd take like 8D batteries and 35 millimeter film, and you'd load it all up and you'd be all excited, put it out there in the woods, and the batteries would die in about 3 days, and you get like 20 pictures, and you take them to the Ritz camera place and get them developed. You know, you're all excited, and you get them back and you're like, I think that's a buck. I mean, you couldn't even hardly tell. But these things have evolved and come such a long way. And I usually buy the cheaper ones, the Wildgame, 50, 60 bucks. I'll put a link in the description of the kind that I use. I mean, you can get some real good ones, but these are 10 megapixel. The trigger time is the big thing you want to look at. These have a 1 second or less trigger. So in other words, when that motion detector goes off, it takes a picture in less than a second, which is really good. But anyway, I'm going to set these new ones up, and then we'll put them up and I'll show you how I do it. But I got 5 ways to kind of get the best pictures out of your trail camera, I think. So these are what I use. Wildgame. I have all different ones. These are the Terra 10s, but it's 10 megapixel. It's got a 60-foot illumination range on the infrared flash, less than 1 second trigger speed. But these work fine. I really like them. They take 8 AA batteries, and these batteries last forever. The camera that I have over by the house, like this one, it lasted all summer. Literally, I don't even know, 3,000, 4,000 pictures, and there's still a, I don't even think they're half gone. Oops, wrong way. Go this way. Batteries are in. I'm going to turn it on. And see, it'll show you no SD card. I don't have a card in this one yet. So I'm going to set the time and date. Just hit enter. Go through the numbers. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is still AM. You have to see what time it is. It is 6:03. So there's 6. Hit enter again. 3. Hit enter again. Now this is the month, which it is October. Hit enter to get the day. It is the 24th. I think it's the 24th. I better check. It's the 25th. There, 10:25. Hit enter again. And the year is 2017. That's correct. Enter again. It says no SD card. I'll put a card in it. These memory cards go right in this little slot right here, like so. Make sure it's not locked, which it is. No, it's unlocked. Put the card in, and then I'm going to turn it on just for a second, make sure it's all good. 6:04 p.m. and I have it set on still pictures. These will do video as well, but I'm going to keep it on still. I'm going to turn it off now until I set it up. You have to hold the power button for a minute and it'll shut off. Not a minute, but just a few seconds. Now these come with just little bungee cords. You know, I use these on my own property. I haven't had anybody try to steal them or anything, but if you're putting them on public land or somewhere else, you may want to put locking devices on them. So it comes with the little bungees. Benchmade knives. These are, oh, I love these knives. There's a buck out in that field, I see it. But anyway, these bungees just hook on like so. Go around a tree. I don't know if you can see that. That's either one huge doe or that is a buck over there. All the other ones left. That's a big deer. That's alright. I can't tell from here until he turns his head. But I will, I'll be sure to get a picture of him here. Probably later tonight, actually. Now the first thing I like to look for when setting up a trail camera is the right location. And I think this is a pretty good spot right here. Like I said, there's the neighbor's food plot over there. Over here you got like a real nice bedding area. And I know the deer move through here. So, you know, the first thing you want to do is find the right location. And I think this is a pretty decent spot. Now the second thing, once you know an area where there's deer, you know, moving through, you want to find the traffic area. And that's right here. You can see right where they come through here and get over to that food plot from this bedding area. Now the third thing that I like to do when setting up a camera is, you know, you might want to think you want it perpendicular to the trail, but I like to set them up like on a 45-degree angle. And that way you're, you know, the motion detection, it'll work out to, I don't know, 50 feet or something. You get more coverage on the trail when you set it up on a 45-degree angle. So that would be the third thing. Now the fourth thing, and I think this is actually one of the most important, is when you're setting up your trail camera, I always like to set mine up preferably facing north, if not north, facing south. You never want to set them up pointing east or west, because that's the prime time in the morning, in the evening when the deer are moving. You're going to get really bad pictures because they're going to be blinded by the sun. So if you look here, that's north. North is that way. This would be the best way to set up the camera, somewhere right in here. Problem is I don't have a tree to mount it on right where I'm at. So I'm going to mount it facing south. I'm thinking maybe this tree right here. And have it pointed over towards the ranger. The fifth thing I like to do is mount them up a little bit higher. They don't seem to bother the deer too much, but I've had pictures before when they're about nose height with a deer. They will, you know, they look at them, kind of shy away from them. So I kind of like to keep them up a little bit, pointed down a little bit. And then all that's left is to make sure it's turned on, because I've done that before. So I've got the memory card in it, I got the time and date set, got fresh new batteries in it. All you gotta do is hit the power button, and I think it'll wait about 30 seconds before it's ready, but it's good to go. So in review, the 6 things that I like to do when setting up a trail camera. It's got to be the right location. You got to find the high traffic area in that location. I like to set my cameras up like on a 45-degree angle on the trail. That's number 3. Number 4 is probably the most important. Keep your cameras facing north would be my number 1 choice, or south would be the number 2 choice. East and west, you're going to get blinded by the sun and not get very good pictures at dusk and dawn. That's number 4. Yeah. Number 5 is the height of the camera. I like to keep it up a little bit, pointed down. I seem to get good pictures that way, and it doesn't bother the deer. It's not eye level with it, because you know they'll smell your scent on that, and they'll kind of shy away from it. So keep your camera up a little bit, pointing down. And the 6th and final thing, which it's not always possible, is try to have your background not real busy looking with tons of branches and things like that, because you'll see a buck and you'll be trying to count points and stuff, and it's hard to do. So those are the 6 things I do. So if you enjoy these videos, please click subscribe and hit the like button and comment below. And don't forget, go to that Facebook page, Outdoors with the Morgans, and I'll have this video on there, and post your pictures from your trail cameras on that page and tell me where you're from. But like I said, even if you're not a hunter, it doesn't matter. These things are a blast, and have come such a long way. You know, like I said earlier, when I started out, it was, you'd go through like 8 big batteries, D batteries, in a couple days. And the batteries in these Wildgame ones, they last months and months and months. And you can get tons of great pictures, and it's a lot of fun. So once again, thanks for watching. Click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.